Hello there.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Greetings and welcome to another Smashing Pistons video. And today we're at the Great British Car Journey again because we live here. And not only do I live here, but Julie's going to be living here as well now because she's got a pass. But the first thing I thought I'd do is walk around the museum and do a bit of a these are the cars that take my interest and that are possible purchases, and mix it in a bit with these are cars I've had in the past, and yeah, maybe just that. So the first one I thought I'd show you is an MGZR. Now, we had a silver one of these, if Julie remembers. Yeah. Yes, Julie does remember. And it was a 3-door, and it was in Starlight Silver, which they all seemed to be at that time. And it's pretty much exactly the same as that, apart from silver, obviously. And I swapped the seats out and put a better interior in it. So yeah, there we go. They're nice little things. I do prefer the 200 though, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, they've got a nice little look. They're one of the few ones. I think the facelift ones look nicer, which there isn't one of here. So there we go. So another Rover K series enhanced car is this one. This is a 214 as well, so it's the same engine as in the ZR that we've just been looking at, but this is an R8 rather than the R3 platform. Now our friend Tom from THT Motoring, he's got a red one of these and he loves it. I'm not a particular fan of the R8s, to be honest. The Tourer ones are nice, and obviously the coupes have got a certain style about them, but yeah, the R8 isn't something that I'm particularly fond of, even though I should be, really, because it's the closest to the Honda platform it's built on. Is it the Honda Concerto, I think? Anyway, yeah, here's an R8 for Tom. Want one? That's it. What the fuck? So, going back to my list of possible purchases, and I'm gonna stretch the rules a little bit. This is actually a Lotus 7. Now, obviously, I can't afford a Lotus 7, but what has taken my eye is hello there. Yes, thank you. What has taken my eye is some kit cars that are built around the same basic design as this, and there's a few I've seen that are in my price range. So because it'll be replacing the bike, I'm thinking maybe something like this would be a useful little purchase, because they're dead basic, quite easy to get along with. In the same way that a Beetle, you could just get away with doing anything to them at any time. It's the same sort of concept on there. Obviously not this specific thing, because this is a genuine Lotus one. So yes. So there's this here. Now, up until a few weeks ago, I'd not really considered these, but the more I look at them, the more I think they're quite a nice little thing. Well, when I say little, they're quite large, really. But yeah, they're definitely something I do like. I think actually the first thing that brought them to my attention was there's a channel. Basically, the Late Break Show. The guy from there is having his Austin Allegro sort of souped up to be a bit of a sleeper, and the chap that's doing the mechanical work and stuff was inspired by that to buy a Princess and do the same thing. I think he's fitted a Jaguar engine and a Jaguar rear axle or something, and that kind of first turned me on to the wedge shaped BL stuff, and it is really nice. But there's not that many about, to be honest. In fact, is this a princess? It's got a princess badge. Stay there, cameraman. Yes, this is a Princess 2. You might have seen Alex's Assets has recently been working on something that looks very similar, but it's actually badged up as an Austin 1800, so it was a very, very early one. I think they only did those for a very short period of time. But yes, this is the Austin Princess 2, like Ghostbusters 2, but there's no ghosts. I don't think. Want one? Watch me as I disappear backwards between the two Allegros, and I stop about here. Because there's two Allegros here. A Sport on this side, which has got a 5-speed gearbox. Will this be a Mark III with an E engine? It could be. To be honest, I'm not as clued up as most people about Allegros. Oh, I like this. So this is definitely my flavour of Allegro. A 5-speed box, and I'm pretty sure that'll be a 1500 or 1750. Very nice. But then there's this one, which is one of the estate ones. Now, it's going back in time. People seem to build estate cars with 2 doors for some bizarre reason. So you've got like a 4-door one here, and then you've got an estate one that's got less doors. How does that even make sense? But yeah, something like this, I'd chop my left knacker off for. It's very nice, apart from this one's automatic. What the hell is going on here? What the hell? Some weirdo following me around. But yes, the estate one is lovely if this person actually films the back end of it. It'll be interesting for her to see what I'm talking about. I'll go around here and I'll pick my little orange case up again. So yeah, the Austin Allegro estate is definitely something I'd like. Or just a normal Allegro, to be honest. So something that would be on my list is one of these Vauxhall Viva SLs. Now, unfortunately, they're a little out of my price range and quite rare. I have seen one for sale recently, but it was in a bit of a state and it was already 4.5k. So it's not something I can justify spending money on if I'm going to have to spend more money on it. But to me, it's like the Vauxhall equivalent of the Mark II Cortina. It looks very similar in some ways, especially around the back end. But then it's got the Coke bottle shape of the Mark III, so maybe it's more like a Mark III. And if Julie just pans over to that maroon car there, that's a Mark III Cortina. So you can see the similarities in the side profile. It's very nice. Don't want one. No, don't want one. Hello and welcome to What the Hell Is This? I think it's a Humber Super Snipe. Is that what it says on that bit of paper there?
Yeah, Super Snipe.
Okay, these are very nice. They're very posh inside. It's even got little trays on back. I don't know what were going on in 60s and 70s when people thought that you needed a little tray back of your car. Surely if you were going somewhere to have a picnic and stuff, you'd get out of your car. I don't understand why you'd want that. It's not like you could put a drink on there because it'd just bounce all over the place. Anyway, it's very nice, isn't it? What a good question, this or a Marina. Now, I am quite a fan of the Marina, but there are less of these about. They're very similar. In fact, I think I probably like the interior of this better than the Marina. Yeah, I remember somebody that lived near my mum and dad's had one of these when I was growing up. I quite like that. So yeah, I'd probably choose this, the Hillman Avenger, over the Marina. Especially since it's got a cool name as well. Avengers! What's she doing? Look, Morris Marina. Now I would have one of them. I'd prefer the coupe, but I'd settle for the saloon or the estate one. There is a camper van type one for sale, but that's a bit too faffy. Or a van. A van would be ideal actually. But yeah, a coupe it'd be the one that I would like. Oh, look, and there's so many towels there on an assembly line. Oh, and that's back end of an towel. Hello. So this is what I would like: the Morris Marina coupe. Now I think this is Mark 2 or 3, because it's got a different kind of front grille on it, and it's also got the cool dashboard that I like, which Julie will film in a second, and then hopefully she moves around to the back end of the car so you can see the coupe type silhouette on it. It's a really nice shape, and I think they did a really good job in designing this. Very desirable, I think. But obviously the Top Gear mocking of them was something that took the shine off them for a lot of people. You'd be surprised how many people comment on a picture of a Morris Marina. Oh, when's the piano gonna fall on it? As nobody's ever heard that before. But yeah, there you go. That is exactly the kind of Morris Marina I would like. And then I'd put twin carbs on it, if it's not already got twin carbs on it. Because twin carbs are the best. On this poster here, there's a picture of an MG BGT driving through the sea. I highly suspect that the day after that was just a pile of rust, because they are crap for rust prevention. But anyway, this is what I wanted to show you. So we've got a Toledo, and I believe this is it a 1500? A Triumph 1500. Now it's a nice platform. It's the same shape as the Dolomite and such. And I would kind of like one of those. There was a Dolomite. Well, there's a few Dolomites for sale. Excuse me, there's a few Dolomites for sale, so they are on my list. But they seem to be a bit expensive, some of them. But yeah, they're all nice shape. Come and have a look inside. It's the same as Simon Easton's Dolly. They've just got a really nice dashboard. I mean, Simon Easton's is an automatic, so that's already a terrible thing for it. I mean, the Toledo is not exactly the same; it is slightly different. But yeah, the Triumph Dolomite is something I would quite like. The Austin Maxi, named after a lady's sanitary towel. They're a bit weird. They're kind of big, but not big, and I don't know. They're all right, I suppose, but I can't see anybody having a poster of one up on the wall as a kid and thinking, "Oh, look, a Maxi! I'd love one of them when I grow up." Not unless you were born in your 50s. So, this is a Mini. This is a Mini. This is also a Mini. This is a Mini. This here is a Mini. This is a Mini. And this is a Mini. They're alright Minis. Robots are among us. But this isn't a robot, this is an MG 1300, which I think is the nicest of the ADO 16 range. Well, joint nicest. Yeah, I'd have one of these as well. This is the same platform as the Kestrel that I went to look at. But obviously there's some bits that are different, like the dashboard and so on is slightly different. But there is an Austin 1300 GT that we need to show you. So if Julie We'll show you in a second. So this is the Austin 1300 GT. Same platform, but the Austin mark. So they did the Riley, the Austins, the MGs, the Vanden Ploegh, and another one, Wolseley. But this one is a 1300 GT, and if you come and have a look inside, Julie, you'll see how lovely it is. So that's kind of the same dashboard-ish as a Kestrel, but obviously not wooden. But yeah, these were delightful little things. I think it'll be the same engine. I think it'll be a 1300 twin carb like the Minis and A series. But just how lovely is that? And that orange colour's delightful as well. Yes, I'm just going to stand here and wait for you to finish faffing about.
Evening.
My person.
I don't know. Are you pressing stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is a continuation of the which cars would I buy? Not a Minor Million, but a Morris Minor. Not this one. Not these. It's lilac. I don't do lilac. But yeah, you can get a Morris Minor for a reasonable amount of penskis, and they're quite a nice little car. My dad had a Rose Taupe. I think it were two-door. A while ago, and yeah, it was a really nice usable classic. He did have a Trafalgar blue one before that, and it got scrapped because it was like Swiss cheese. But yeah, very nice, and they are on my list. In fact, I think it was this same colour that's over here. He said to the person with the camera who's become fascinated with the Minor Million. Oh, this one here. This is nice. This is more me. In fact, if this was a hard top, so if it was that but with the low light front on it, that'd be delightful. And apparently you can convert a normal Minor to a low light front end. But I assume it takes a bit of jiggery perkery, but it can be done. So another car that's on the list, and this will be the final one from this little section, is the Austin A35, I believe it is. A30. Oh yeah, it's got a small rear window, that's how you tell the difference. But yeah, they are lovely little things. Two-door one, probably preferable. Yeah, you can do all sorts to these little things to make them look magical. Again, there's quite a few of them. Hello. There's quite a few of them for sale. Reasonable prices. Yeah, just would I be able to cope with driving all the way down to Gloucester in one? It'd take me ages, wouldn't it? But I'd give it a go. Yeah, why not? I'm not entirely certain I'd like to be sat on motorway for 3 hours in it though. It's quite small. There's enough room for some pop there. What are you laughing at?